Hey guys, how's it going today? Today we are continuing our space exploration and Krastorio 2 playthrough. Today our goal is to try and get some oil going. So our first priority is going to be to actually go get the oil. But in order to do that, we need to have some oil pumps. So we can handcraft these, they're not too expensive. But our oil that we have close to our base is not actually that close to our base. It's all the way over here. So we have two options. One is just to pipe it over, which we might do. But I think what makes more sense is to set up just a quick little train over there. And if we're going to do that, then we really should automate some rails. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think it makes more sense. I mean, this is pretty far to pipe it. You could do that if you wanted to. But, you know, in the future, this isn't going to be all the oil you'll have, probably. I mean, it could be for a long time. I mean, 44 million oil is quite a lot. So you really don't have to get any new oil at this point. But, in the future, we might want to have other oil trains coming in and delivering. So with that in mind, we're going to plan as if that is what's going to happen, right? So first things first, we need to get some steel down here so that way we can be using it. And so we're going to use the steel that we buffered here. And this steel, we'll just throw on this line here, right? And we'll actually split it first. And I need to grab some more iron. Make a splitter. We'll split it because it's kind of like already to the left of our little automation area here. And so we'll split it. We'll have half the steel go down the line for use in other things. And then we'll have this other half come across and we'll use it there. So let's do that. Okay, and we'll just bring it the rest of the way down here. And this actually ends up working out super well because for for rail, we need stone, which we have right here, and steel beams. So we're gonna have steel here. So we're just gonna have to make some steel beams. So that's pretty easy. We'll just throw this here. And this might be a little bit lazy, but Factorio is all about being lazy, and then later on you have to deal with the consequences of your laziness. But you just deal with that when you have to, and not now. So you do what you have to now. So this will make steel beams easy. It takes 2 steel plates. And how fast is it? 2 seconds. Okay, that can handle 2 seconds. All right. And then this will make rails. We'll do that, I think. Yeah, definitely do that. And how quickly does it make? Half a second. 2 rails every half second. So we want a fast inserter going into a wooden chest. And really, if we're gonna do a grid system somewhere, like starting up here or something like that, or maybe down here actually, there's a lot more room without having to landfill a lot of stuff. I don't know. We'll see about the grid system. I know that I've said I was gonna do it, but I think that we might hold off on that until later and might just do a grid system once we get into space. We'll see. I feel like grid systems are kind of weird because they're nice for late game, but they're kind of hard to do early game just because you don't have a ton of resources. So, okay, so we've got that set up to do some automation for us for our rails. So that's good news. And again, we still don't see any biters around here yet. And we've got our radars scanning. So as soon as we see some biters, we'll go after them. But haven't seen any yet. We're still researching stuff. Turns out we don't need all these labs. we're running out of tech cards. And are these guys all working? Yeah, they are. Okay. I mean, we're doing the amount of research that we said we were going to do. I would like to upgrade to these that we just researched. For all the different science areas. That way, right, so when you calculate how many items an assembler is making or is going to make, in general, we just assume a crafting speed of 1. It makes calculations way easier than, you know, trying to factor in the crafting speed. And when we're actually making the build, we're going to be using all the same building, so all the ratios are going to be the same anyway, right? We're only ever going to be using assembly machine 1s all at the same time, or 2s all at the same time, or 3s all at the same time, right? But, you know, I calculated for 2 a second, but we're only crafting at half speed. So what that means is we're actually only getting 1 per second at the moment. And by upgrading to this, we get 0.75 crafting speed, so we'll be getting 1.5 every minute. At the just like the same buildings, just upgraded, because we're going to be crafting them slightly faster. So we want to do that for sure. And so I'll just grab a bunch of these, and like, look how easy it is to upgrade all this stuff once we have all the intermediates done. And I'm just going to grab a bunch of these electric motors. Like, look at, I mean, I'm just crafting them right away without any other intermediates having to craft, and that is super nice. So we'll just do that, and look at that, we upgraded one system already, and that adds 1.5, or that upgrades it from making only 1 tech card a minute to 1.5 tech cards a minute. Upgrade that there. Perfect. This one has a few more buildings. But again, you know, this is going to increase our science speed significantly with, you know, no change really on our end, which is super nice. Okay, and just need 2 more for these buildings here. And we should be good. The one thing we do have to watch out for is the power consumption on that, because that is definitely going to increase the power consumption. But we should be fine. It's not that much. It's not, you know, we're not adding modules or anything like that. If we're adding modules, those, you know, like sometimes double per machine the amount of electricity consumption. And so you have to be a little careful with that. Why is this not making... because I didn't put an inserter here. Okay, now we're automating that. Cool. And so what do we need for these? We need a ton of steel for some engines. So we'll do this. And then we need multi-cylinder engines. Where are those created? Right here. So we need single-cylinder engines, gears, and plates. So those are basically the equivalent of an engine. A normal engine in vanilla Factorio. So we'll do this. We will insert here, insert here, insert here. And this is going to make multi-cylinder engines. And we'll throw that into a box. Make 1 stack of them. And power them. Boom. Alright, so that'll help us get all the engines that we need for our locomotives. And then tanks, usually I just do a 1x1, or a 1x1x1. So 1 locomotive on the front, and then a fluid wagon, and then another locomotive on the end. That gives us 25,000 fluid, which is plenty, especially for early game. So, you know, we'll be just having a few oil pumps, not that many. Probably we'll make all of these, just to be safe. But still, it's not that much oil to handle. And then we'll throw... Where are the tanks? There's some tanks. So we'll grab maybe 2 storage tanks, I don't know. And we have a bunch of pipes, I think. We have only 50, okay. So we'll go up here to our pipes and just restock. Grab 100 pipes. And 50 pipe to grounds should be plenty, I think. Yeah. And then we'll... Oops, that is not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. Okay, there we go. Just get, you know, one of the things that Factorio is fun with is like sometimes your inventory is just full of so much crap, you're like, I have no idea what to do with all this. Like, what am I supposed to do with all this stone? All right. Got some coffee this morning. Always got to have some coffee. Okay. So, now we've got some, let's see how many rails we got. 88 rails here. Not really that much. But what we can do is we can run down here and get things ready. So we can run power down the first time. And then, you know, set everything up. And then we'll run down with, some rail after that. So hopefully by the time, you know, we get everything set up, the rail will be all created and ready to go. So I'm gonna fast forward this so that you don't have to watch me run down there, which is pretty boring. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so now that we're here, you know, we only need the oil right in this vicinity. You know, we're not going to need any more than that, at least for now. So we'll just throw all these pumps down over here as close as possible to one another, which is pretty easy. Okay, there we go. And then we'll just throw some pipe. That's some ugly piping. Throw some pipes down. Do this. All right. Okay, there we go. So we got all of our pipes hooked up, and then we can pretty much create what will be our little station. So we'll have a station like right here, and we'll create some pumps. And these pumps will go to the rail. We can't really set those up yet because we don't have the rail, but that's okay. We can connect the tanks up though. Okay, so there we go. We got two different ways to get into the tanks, and as you can see, we're filling up pretty quickly here. These don't use too much electricity, just 700 kilowatts, so we're still looking good on electricity. And we've got some crude oil. So now the goal is to set up this rail, and we've got, oh, we don't have a tank yet. I thought I made one. That's okay. So we got to make one of these, and then two of these, which hopefully we have enough multi-cylinder engines by the time we get back to create two. And then we'll just grab all the rail that we possibly can and see how far we can get. We also need two of these. It's just gonna be a one-way rail at the moment, you know, nothing fancy. You know, we don't need to go overboard this early in the game. Later in the game, you know, we'll have fancy rails with all sorts of intersections and signaling, and we can talk about all of that when we get there, but right now, you know, nothing too crazy. Also gonna stock up on these again. Okay, here's our engines. Only got 17. That's only enough for one. That's okay. We'll come back there in a second. It's just like, okay, it's just really slow. So let's do this. Boom, make it faster. Okay, we'll come back there in a second. And maybe I should have made these advanced as well. 220 rails. Actually, that might be enough. Just kidding, it's probably not going to be enough. Okay, we also need, we are going to need at some point an oil refinery. So we're going to need some more glass, which I'd been smelting some glass just for one-off needs over here. So we can grab that. Boom, 100 glass. There we go. We got enough for an oil refinery. And we got one locomotive now. Just need some more steel and some of those engines. Also, our copper is looking pretty rough here. So maybe we'll go throw these electric mining drills down over here so we can get some more copper input. And I think we're going to put it up here. This copper patch here is just so awkward. I don't even want to deal with this at the moment. So we're just going to throw these mining drills down up here. 4 and 4. And I think we'll just go this direction. And then join it in down over here where we have a little bit more room. Not a lot, but a little. Of course, I picked like the one square that's bad. That's fine. Okay. There we go. And then we can go power that. There we go. Alright, so we're still getting through these researches pretty quickly here. What are we coming up on? Oh, that's the end of it there. So, what other researches can we do that would be good? We can try and get to this military research. So we can research all of that. And maybe we should get some modular armor. Or maybe we should actually, let's do the chemical tech card. And all of that is chemical tech. We can get advanced, or we can get stack inserters already. Nice. Military tech card, huh? I mean, we might as well research that, and we can get the military tech card and the chemical tech card on the list of to-dos. And, okay, so more copper's coming down the line, which is good. And let's see. So we need to get this locomotive still. Okay, everything's kind of running dry down here. I think because... Aha! And we have enough. So we make our second locomotive. Let's see how many rails we got now. Okay, 356 rails. That's quite a few rails. So we should be good to at least attempt to get a station down there. Alright, so I'm planning on doing like having the rail come in here and then going down and around and back up. Because going this way, we could go that way, but it's going to end up running into some buildings and stuff that end up coming down this way. So we just don't want to have to deal with that. So we'll have it come in right over here. And can I make a grenade? I can make one grenade. I'm going to seal this thing up so we can build on it right now. Or in the near future at least. But we'll just get going here. Probably like right here. And we can put our oil processing pretty much right over here, I think. Okay. And if you can, when you're doing rails, you should try to make them on straight lines. There's nothing wrong with doing it on a diagonal, but you end up using more rail pieces to go like the same distance. So instead of going diagonally here, I kind of took a little bit longer south route, but we actually probably save a few rails by doing that. And I think we're gonna have enough rail to get over there. Rail does go pretty far. Oh shoot. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go around that. So I think we've used 100 rails, and we're most of the way there already. So I think we'll be fine. Okay. And then we can go maybe a little bit further. And I'm going to go a little bit of a diagonal here. Yeah, we'll go on diagonal. Just a little bit. Just to get up here. I might have to change this a little bit. Because basically, we want to come in here. Actually, it might be fine. So we want to come in here. Actually, it might have been absolutely perfect. Let's see. Ooh, we're literally one tile off of it being perfect. Which is okay. So, the pumps, as you can see, I know a lot of people have some difficulty with the pumps. So you can see that the arrow is pointing to the rail, and you can see that little yellow box. That means it's going to hook up correctly when a train is there. So we'll do this. Do that. Hook up our pumps. And then we just need to get the rails to hook up, which, there we go. Easy peasy. And you can see the white boxes here. And the white boxes are showing where the train cars are going to be. So those look perfectly fine. And we can actually jump in a train car to go on the way back. And we'll throw some fuel in here. This will be a much faster way of getting back than walking. There we go. And so it's it's not a super long rail, but it'll definitely work out very well, and will definitely save us some time. And again, like I said, I don't think that pumping it over is the right way. It is a way, and there's nothing wrong with doing it. But I think that overall, going this way is going to be more future-proof. Like, we're going to get more use out of it in the future because, we'll be able to easily hook other oil cars into it whenever that time comes. And, yeah, so that's my reasoning behind it. So you could do it however you want. Again, this is Factorio. You can do almost anything how you want. But, that was my reasoning for doing it that way. And I'm gonna just toss this grenade. Close that for now. It says it can be reopened with a core miner. So, if we ever want to use it in the future, we will be able to, but now we can, walk on it, build on it, etc. So that's pretty cool. And then we're gonna throw down over here, we're gonna put down some more tanks, sorry. And these tanks are going to be a little holding area for this. And oops, that is not what I want to make. That's what I want to make. And let's see if we can back this up a little bit. And here's something that you might not know. So we can put this other locomotive down, and we're also going to have to get some fuel over here, so we can work on that here. And let's see, just need this and this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's what you can do. So and it just automatically did it. But I was gonna say is that you can disconnect different rail cars from each other and like move around and stuff like that. So the hotkey for that disconnecting was V, and then reconnecting I believe is G. So you can see rolling stock connected, and now all three cars are connected. And if I want, I can disconnect it again. That way you can like add cars in the middle and stuff like that. And I guess I ran out of fuel. But you can reconnect it, and it all works out very nicely. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So there we go. Now we just need to run a line of fuel down here. Where's our closest line of fuel? It's like right here, I guess. So we'll split this off. There we go. All right, so now we got fuel to our train. We've got our train going to and from the outpost. Now we just need to set up the conditions. So let's actually name these. And what I like to do when naming them is doing this. So you can do oil and say drop. And then our other one is going to be oil pickup. And the reasoning behind that is when you start to have multiple stations going to doing the same thing, you can here do this enable train limit, and that way you can have multiple trains running with multiple stops named the same thing. The trains have the exact same schedules, but they'll figure out what station they need to go to based off of what trains are there and what trains aren't there. So it ends up working out nicely. Instead of you having to balance it, the game will balance it for you. So our schedule is going to be the pickup, and we're going to wait until we have full cargo, and the drop is going to be waiting until we have empty cargo. And I think that's reasonable. And we can set it to, well, let's get a little bit of fuel in here. We can also do this just to help speed it along. And we'll set it to automatic. And if you guys want to go, we can go take a quick little ride, make sure that everything's working on the other side of this operation, and that we're getting fuel back, or oil all the way back. And then, so while we're over here, what we can do is we can work on crafting some of these. Takes a lot of pipe. And look at that, we got our oil filling it up very nicely. They disconnect. We've got a full tank of 25,000 oil. And we're gonna head back. And we can start taking a look at our oil options here. And so once we get over here, how does it look? All right, pumps connect, everything looks good. Empties the oil, and off it goes again. Perfect. Okay. So we can start setting up our refineries. I was going to set them up probably right over here. So let's do that. And then we'll expand like the kind of oil refining like here and then down this way as we need to. So this seems pretty good right here. Uh-oh, that's not good. What is going on here? How is this happening? How is iron getting mixed? How is that even possible? I am so confused. Where's the iron coming from? Like, this line looks fine here. And then like randomly there's some iron on it. I don't understand. Do you guys, am I going crazy? What am I missing? Okay, we're gonna just assume that everything's fine because I don't see an error anywhere. I don't see where it would happen. Oh, actually, just kidding. I see it. It would happen right here. Uh-huh. But it never happened until now because this side of the belt was always full. And you can see here that we're running short on fuel, which we do not want to do. Also, we want to put the output priority to the right on this so that we output first to our fuel, or to our power. That is of great importance. So I think that what we can do now is try and put this, I don't know, get this in here somehow. Put another splitter here. Do these get iron? Yeah, they do. Okay, so this is going to get complicated. So we want to output, right, to the right. We want to output, oh shoot, we can't, I don't know if we can do this. What we have to do is this. We have to output to the left iron ore, right? And then this, oh shoot, I need another splitter. Okay, we already got through all of those researches. Jeez. Okay, cranking the research out. Let's go. Okay. So we'll just research a bunch of stuff, and we'll eventually get some meteor protection, some walls. Those are... Just want to do like all the researches we can right now. And that looks good. Alright, so we've been going for about 30 minutes right now. And I think that's probably a good place to call it off. So we made some really good progress towards getting oil processing started. You know, we've got our first oil refinery down, and we can just take a quick look at that before we call it. So we're going to need some water down here, which we got water right over here, so that shouldn't be a problem. And we got crude oil, and that just gives us petroleum gas. Now, in the base game, we do the same thing, we just oil into petroleum right away, so that, you know, not too much difference there. And then we'll be able to get into making some plastic and sulfur. So we'll make some plastic and some sulfur in the next episode, hopefully. So we can get to making our advanced circuits. There's a few other steps along the way that we'll have to get to, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So thank you guys for joining today. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.